Alright, let's see how this goes. There was another software update, so as always, we're going to test things. If you are here, please, 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 let me know in the chat, because I need to make sure that the mic is working. Because everything I show shows that you guys should be able to hear me. But now I need to know. So as soon as I get some people in here, feel free to let me know. Feel free to let me know. And then we're going to get started. If you guys are new here, this is Jenetics Creations. I teach crochet live every Thursday, 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, which is now. And last week, we made these granny squares. Hi! Kathleen, I'm so glad that, first off, we're testing multiple things. You can hear me, right? Please tell me you can hear me. We'll start there just to make sure. I want to make sure, because I know we've had some issues with the mics. I want to make sure that everything's good. But we do a live class here every Thursday. Last week we did these granny squares. This week we're going to turn these granny squares, we got 2 of them, into a purse. We're turning them into a purse. And Kathleen, you can also tell me, Katie, I'm used to Katie. Okay, good, good. And I do know I'm testing a new thing to see if it'll actually start.
I can. It's Katie app.
Yes, yes, and we're getting the voice working. Okay, good, good. We're trying a few different things. I'm trying so many things because now I can actually hear your comments. Are you stitching with me? Did you make granny squares? Are you doing it? Lorraine, welcome! Perfect, perfect. Okay, so one crisis averted. We have our tech problems resolved.
I'm here, sorry I'm late.
No worries, no worries. We haven't started anything yet. So how many of you guys are going to be working on this with me? Let me know if you have your 2 granny squares and if you're turning them into a purse, or are you just watching just to watch and you guys are going to do it later. You're going to do it later. So I want to make sure I don't leave anyone behind along the way. We are going to be kind of going rogue today, but we have a plan. So we are rogue with a plan. And I've got my stitch indicators, so I know we're coming back to I used a J hook. I don't know if you guys all used a J hook last week. Some people were going up 1 or down 1, but J is what I did last week. And we're going to be carrying on with it. And if anyone's watching this after the fact, again, I teach live every Thursday, 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time on YouTube. So if you guys are new to me and you're seeing this after and you're watching one of my recorded, or, you know, the non-live version, just know you can always jump in live. You can ask questions. I definitely encourage live because it helps you guys kind of get better help when you need it as you're stitching. But all of my classes are always available for replay. You're watching today. You're crocheting water balloons. Yes, you do a lot of those, don't you?
I'm
have to do some of those.
Crocheting water balloons.
And we are getting some voices going, so we're upgrading the channel. We're upgrading the channel. Every week I'm trying to add something. Well, perfect. We're going to start with the straps. I don't want to get too ahead just in case anyone else is stitching and they haven't made it here yet. But if anyone else is stitching with me, let me know. I've also pinned the link to the Discord. So if anybody, as you guys are coming in, wants to get in our cord, the Discord is where we coordinate a lot of our projects. It's where you guys get to give a lot of your input on what you want to see in the channel, what kinds of tutorials you guys are on the hunt for. So get in it. It's free. It's free. And that is pinned at the top. So there we go. And if you guys are watching this after the fact, just put a comment, say send me a new link, because I know the links expire, and I'll be happy to get you guys in there. Hello. Hello, Mrs. Detman. Okay.
Hello again, friend.
Hello. How wide should we make this strap? I'm going to need your guys' input. We're going to do Tunisian crochet, and we're going to start our strap. If you guys don't know Tunisian crochet, it's okay. We're not making it wide, so I can tell you a standard hook will work.
Rolling on the floor, laughing, 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 rolling on the floor, laughing.
Oh my goodness, we have a different Jane bot over here. Some of you guys are following me over from TikTok, so it's going to be entertaining. We're getting some new setups. I hope you guys can hear the voice, though. At least I know I won't miss your comments anymore. That was my biggest thing. I don't like missing people's comments. So we are going to do Tunisian. What's up? Yes, Caitlin, laughing goats. Yes. Oh no.
Laughing goats, goat smile.
Okay, good. That could have been funnier. While this is Tunisian, you need a standard hook. Standard hook is fine, so don't freak out. But we're going to start by making a chain and chaining a few chains. But how wide do you think we need to make this strap? Like a few inches? Because what we're going to do is start chaining. It doesn't matter how many right now until you get your desired width.
Hi guys. In here rolling on the floor laughing, 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 rolling on the floor laughing.
Oh my goodness, that's going to be hilarious. We're going to have to adjust the settings if that becomes a thing. But I don't know, what, you guys think like a couple inches? That is... I think that's good for a strap. We want it to be, you know, I don't want it super thin because obviously crochet stretches. But I don't want it super wide because, you know, it doesn't need to be like a crazy purse. Let's do a little bit wider. I'm doing mine to where it's about 2.5 inches. Now it will shrink a little bit just because. Oh my goodness, Haley. I will mute you if I have to, Miss Haley. I have no problem doing that. Okay, so just if you guys are doing what I'm doing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have chained 10 chains. 10 chains. So now what we're going to do, and I'm going to move these just for right now. We're going to move these just over here. You guys can still see them, but I want to make sure you guys can see what we're doing here. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more. Thank God this camera's easy to move. And normally when we crochet, we go right back in here, okay? What I want you guys to do is to rotate your chain down, and you'll see these bumps. And I'm going to do this first with a pointer so you don't lose it in the sauce, because I know once my fingers get in the mix, everything kind of goes AWOL. But we're going to be skip that first bump, and you're going to be going first into this bump. What are you going to be doing? I'll walk you through it in a second. But we're going to be working in each of these bumps along the back. So if you've never done that before, words are hard. If you've never done that before, it can get overwhelming, but I don't want you guys to freak out. It's no different than, this is crochet. It's Tunisian crochet. It's not that different. So you're going to insert your hook into that first loop, into the first bump, and pull up one loop. We're keeping all these loops on the hook, okay? So we're keeping them all on the hook. Yes, you're going to have multiple on the hook, and that's okay. Do that all the way across. So you're just going to keep pulling up the next bump. You're going to insert that bump, insert it into the bump, and then pull up one. And you're just going to do that all the way across. If you guys have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. I will re-demonstrate anything I need to. But this is how we're going to be making our strap. This is what's called in Tunisian as your base row, I think. I think it's called a base row. It's always your starting row. And if you're doing a blanket or something like that, it can be very daunting, and that's why you do want the hooks with the long tails. If you guys have never seen a true Tunisian hook, don't laugh, mine are cheap ones, I get it, I'm going to have to upgrade, but all they are hooks with a long tail, and it's got usually a bead or a stopper on the end, because if you're making blankets, you're going to be casting on a lot of these, and it's going to keep going down. It's like knitting and crochet had a baby, and we're going to be combining it with traditional crochet today. So this is a good entry point if you've never done Tunisian. Really good tool for you to learn. And you'll notice, now that we have all of those, if you rotate it up, you're seeing the chain right there. So you should have something like this. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 loops on your hook. Okay? Now we're going to do what's called casting off. So you're going to start by pulling through 1, and then you're going to pull through 2. And you're going to keep pulling through 2 all the way across. The only time you're going to loop up 1 is on that first one. Everything else, you're going to keep going all the way across. I know it seems a little crazy, but it's not super different than crochet. It's like you're doing a bunch of unfinished stitches, and then you're going back and finishing them through. And we're going to be doing this. It's going to be a typewriter effect. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. But now, Jen, what do I grab? Do I grab those bumps? No. This is where we start working in these vertical bars. That's what it's called, vertical bars. And let's pull out our trusty pointer. You're going to skip this first one, and we're going to be pulling up. Whoa, that's not split. That second one. And we're going to be working in those bars all the way across. And I'll do it with you. So go ahead and you're going to insert your hook, not into this one, skip that one, so go over it, and into that second bar. And then you're going to pull up one. This is called a Tunisian simple stitch. Grab the bar, pull up one. And again, we're just getting all of those loops on the hook. Oh goodness, oh goodness. Hold on, I split my yarn there. Boom, ba-da-dum, and you keep going. Now when you get to the end, you don't want to grab the one bar. You want to turn it, and you'll see this that looks like a chain. It looks very similar to a chain. So you're going to want to make sure when you reach in that you grab both of those, and it'll create like a chain going on the side. You're going to notice you're going to end up with this nice braid going around everything, and it's great because it makes it like really easy to slip stitch into or to add or crochet and combine. So you're going to grab both of those loops, and then we're going to pull up. So we're back here again. Again, 10 loops on the hook. The first one, you pull up 1, and the rest, you're pulling up 2 until we get to the end, when you only have 1 loop on the hook. And we're going to keep doing this until we have our strap. So we're going to be here for a minute. So feel free to tell me about your guys' day. That's kind of how this goes for a little bit. And then we'll add to the granny squares shortly. Let me see how much of this we can get through. If I can at least get through the part where we're going to mesh it with everything, then we can switch gears. And like I said, if I have to show you guys how to put this all together later, I can. On that last one, don't forget, you're grabbing the 2 loops, not just 1. Boom. And then you're pulling through, pull through 1, and then 2 all the way across. 2, 2, 2.
Do you have a secret to keep it from curly 6?
No, it'll curl. It'll curl. What'll happen, one, if it's curling too much, you can always size up on the hook. But what'll happen is when we make the strap long enough and we join it, that will stop it from curling. And then you'll notice as it gets longer, it only curls on like the first row and like on the last row. It doesn't usually curl beyond that. If it's curling ridiculously, you might be using too small of a hook. I've heard that Tunisian, well, I'm not an expert in Tunisian, I've heard that you usually want to size up on your hooks. I did not. I used the same hook that I used on my granny squares because I do want the edges. But that is a really good question. I get asked that a lot because a lot of people fight it, especially in the beginning. But I want the edges to match, so when I go in and I try to connect these with these, it'll be a nice smooth transition. It'll be easy. Wait, what was that? Hold on. What, I didn't do anything? I didn't say anything, Ailey. I didn't say anything. Alright, so we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. But very good question. And Tunisian is great as a knitting alternative. I don't know if you can do everything that you can with knit. I'm still kind of rookie status with Tunisian, but you can do a lot. You can do so much. It has a little less stretch than traditional crochet. you'll notice that you don't have as much gapping. Like you can see, you can't see my hand through it. I mean, you probably could if you stretched everything out, but it's a little more, whereas here with crochet, you usually have like, you know, your holes, you've got your center, you've got a lot of gaps in between the stitches. That Tunisian tends to be a little bit smoother with it. I've also seen, if you do like a blanket or something with Tunisian, this stitch specifically, you'll notice it kind of starts creating what looks like a graph. So do I have any cross stitchers in here? Do I have any cross stitchers in here? Because if you're looking at that, you're seeing boxes, and this is a great way for you to take a yarn needle, take some other yarn, and you guys can start cross stitching with those mad skills, and you're now you're combining the love of crochet with cross stitching, which can open the door for a whole lot of other projects, I'm sure.
Me lol.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's right, Mrs. Utman. You are. I forgot. So have you ever tried Tunisian? Like, have you seen this? Because I've seen some people using this as their base, and then they'll start cross-stitching into it with just yarn. And you and I both know with cross-stitching.
Stitch rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the
yeah,
floor
you
laughing,
do know
rolling
how.
on the floor laughing.
I know you know how. You did, you had mentioned that you were doing Tunisian technically without knowing it. Same with Johanna. She was doing Tunisian and she's like, oh, that's what Tunisian is? Oh, I've done that already. There's a lot of crochet tutorials going around right now that use aspects of Tunisian, but they don't always call it Tunisian. Some of them are calling it like a something crochet stitch or whatever. Like I've seen people turning these little boxes
I have not yet.
into blankets or quilting it. There's a lot of different ways to do it. Mrs. Dutman, I hope you'll be inspired to try combining crochet with cross stitch, because this is a great way to do it. It looks perfect, right? You've got the boxes. You've got your boxes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We got a little happy there. And as you can see, yes, it is still curling.
Afghan stitch.
I think it still is called an Afghan stitch as well. I've also heard simple stitch. I'm sure Tunisian's no different than regular crochet, where you have like a lot of lingo. Who asked if it was curling? One thing that I'm doing along the way is I'm literally putting my finger and I'm like tucking that and pulling it, blocking it ultimately, and you'll notice now it's laying flat. Now it's laying flatter, so that'll also help. But we're going to be doing this for a bit. And yes, Afghan stitch. I think you technically can do a traditional crochet Afghan stitch as well. I have to consult my old books, but I feel like I ran across that too. I don't know, Lorraine. Maybe you know, because I know you've been crocheting for a while. How have things been, though? I haven't seen you in forever. And Tunisian can be really soothing. It definitely has an ASMR quality to it. Let's grab some more slack. Who's stitching this with me? Who's working on it? Are you doing okay? And again, you're just pulling up one loop all the way across. It's nice, it's consistent, it's great. 2 on that last one to keep it a chain. Technically, when you see those foundation crochet stitches going around, you guys know I'm a fan of foundation chains, or foundation stitches, I should say. I believe those are no different than Tunisian. Like, the technique is the same. Very similar. Thank you guys for tapping that screen.
Hello, ladies.
Hello.
What were you working on again?
What's up, Wendy? Haley, we're turning these granny squares into a purse. So no different than what was supposed to happen for your birthday before Olivia got sadly hurt. And so technically speaking, I'm finishing her project. So this is how we're doing the strap. And then we're going to make the granny squares slightly larger. And then we're going to try to sew it all together. It depends on how much we can get through in this class. But at the very least, we'll have homework and you guys should be able to finish it. And that's my goal. That is my goal. And then you guys can finish it on your own. At least that way you guys don't have to walk around with unfinished projects again. Because remember, our project of the week on TikTok has been all of our whips. Last thing I need is another unfinished whip.
420.
What are you at 420 on, Diva? Are you on rows or are you on chain? Wait. I'm lost.
I'm so sorry I missed a lot of weeks. I got to take care of my mother-in-law for a while and now we are in craft fair mode.
Craft fair mode is good, though. Are you having any good ones? If you guys don't know Lorraine, she's actually from my crocheting in the park days. So, yeah, Lorraine, any good events in our area? Because I haven't seen any coming to pass yet. I don't have anything on the books. But I hope your mom's doing well. I know you take care of her a lot. Oh goodness, come on, Jen. And once we get this long enough to at least go around the sides of the granny square, we'll transition over there so we can at least get you guys all the information you know to finish this. But I also don't want to leave anyone behind. Let me see. Oh, I do have another. Yeah, we have multiple skeins, so I can do multiple things. Good.
Roll my time zone.
Oh, that's your time zone. Got you, Diva. Yeah, no, it's 2:20 here. Oh, you're not that far away from me. Why did I think you were further, like, East Coast? You're in the middle then, aren't you? If you guys are new here, we do live weekly classes. All of my previous classes are available for replay, so you can totally learn a lot of crochet on this channel. My name is Jen. I've been crocheting on again, off again, shoot, my whole life. I was a kid when I was making, like, scrunchie covers. Not the scrunchies that you guys make all now, but, like, the bun covers, the ones that wrap around your hair and stuff like that. We used to do doilies. I mean, shoot, I've done blankets. And then now I do a lot of scarves, wearables. And lately I've been on an amigurumi kick. And now we're doing a granny square purse. We do a lot of different things. But if there's ever something you guys are on the hunt for, please let me know. Please let me know. I love to teach what my students are looking to learn. So you guys have a lot of say in the content that goes on this channel here. But it's nice to meet you.
Hey, friends.
What's up, Becky? Can you guys hear the voice, or am I the only one that... It probably is really quiet. I know it's quiet here, but, like... Are you guys able to hear the voice? It's new. We added it. I did some searching on how to add it, because I was sick of not being able to see the... I needed it here. You get used to those things, man. You getting used to it.
Will the bag be lined?
I am not lining the bag personally.
I hear voices.
I hear voices. Okay, good. Okay, so it might be like faint, but you can hear it. That's good. That's good. I am not personally going to line this bag. Do I recommend if you're making a bag that you may want to line it? It depends on what you're putting in it, because the smaller items obviously are going to fall through any gaps. So a lot of people will line it. You can barely hear it? Okay. We're going to play around with different settings. I didn't even know if it would work. It looked like a really sketch setup when I was looking up different things on YouTube. But we're going to keep building off of it. I may have to connect these other speakers that I have and get a better sound system going too. That might be part of it. We'll keep improving the channel. I just love that I'm not missing your comments, which for me, that was hugely important. But if you did want to line it, I have seen several videos. It is easy to do. You take your fabric and you sew directly into your granny squares.
I jumped ahead on our Thursday project. Lining can help keep your piece sturdy.
Yeah, oh, it can do that as well.
And I can hear perfectly.
Especially if you add, oh, nice. If you add,
If you have ever lined a bag before, do you have any tips?
What is it, that stuff that makes fabric firmer? What is that? I know, I'm blanking on it. It's an iron-on, and then you can sew over it. If you have ever lined a bag before, you have tips. You can sew, just sew directly to your granny square. So you'll put your granny square, your fabric. Let me see. Do I at least have a piece of paper, right? You'll put your fabric. You'll sew wrong sides together. You'll sew along here. Boom. And that way when you flip it out, you've got the right sides on the outside. But you may not want to do it on this one. You'll want to do it on the wider one because it is going to create a seam. But there's a lot of people that directly sew onto their crochet projects and it will work. Interfacing. Thank you. Yes, I knew someone in here would know it. Interfacing, you can iron that onto fabric before you sew it and it'll make it firmer. It's like adding a layer of starch. I have thick interfacing because I used to make zip pouches, and the interfacing is great, but if you're not used to it, it can be a new concept. You just iron it to your fabric, it makes your fabric more rigid, and then you're able to form it. I've seen people actually iron on interfacing directly to their crochet work too. So there's a lot of different ways you can make this happen. Now if you do that, just know anything you put on the back of these squares, it could show through these gaps. So you want to make it like a good coordinating color or a good contrasting color if you want to do it intentionally, but you want to make sure that you're not making it too crazy. Plastic canvas. See, I have not tried those, but I've seen some people buying those. And is that something you stitch directly to, Mrs. Dutman? Have you used one before? And if you're new here, welcome, welcome. This will be available for replay after. We teach every Thursday at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We are taking these granny squares from last week's class and turning them into a purse. And if you guys want to get in on the project, you can always go to last week's class. It's in the Get Hooked playlist. And you can always go back and learn how to make that. I love this one too, Adelina. Welcome, welcome. This is a good blue. This is actually from the Dollar Tree, guys. This is DT yarn. Nothing crazy. You guys know I believe in crochet on a budget when you can. So I don't know if you guys have checked your local Dollar Tree or if you guys have checked your local Goodwills, but you guys can get a lot of yarn. First off, yarn can cost a lot. If you guys are new to crochet, yarn can cost a lot. But don't limit yourself. Like, I'm always picking up at Facebook Marketplace, your local thrift stores. You're going to find discount yarn all over the place because so many people start crocheting and don't stick around with it, or they change their mind on what type of crochet. My day's doing good. How's yours so far? How is yours? Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. But yeah, don't underestimate discount yarn. Facebook Marketplace, I see tons of people who
I think our Dollar Tree is up in price.
They might be. A lot of places are having to raise their prices, to be honest with you. But yeah, Facebook Marketplace, I see people all the time. Maybe they do blankets and they don't do a lot of these smaller projects. And they'll be getting rid of skeins all the time. That they, I have 1.5 skein, or I have this half skein, or I have all my scraps. Like, I'll buy that stuff all the time. You can always mix and match colors, especially if you keep the size of the yarn consistent, and you can always make more stuff. You can always make more stuff. Bookmarks, headbands, there's so many small things. You can make amigurumi, which is...
you can get bonus hooks left in the skein.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of hooks that way. You can make little guys like this with very little yarn and very minimal supplies. And yes, you create a nice... Whoa, sorry, I'm hitting the camera. You create a nice collection of hooks when you do that. They may not always be the hooks you want, but they might be the ones you need just to get by. Yarn, you guys, this hobby does not always have to cost a kidney.
I'm exhausted. I was at my dad's house rearranging all day yesterday, sleeping, but don't know if he will come home. Can you walk through the steps once more?
Yeah, you want me to walk through? So, did you already do your base chain? Let me see where you're at, Diva, and I can walk you with... I'll get you going, absolutely.
What will be a next project?
X1. I haven't yet figured out. I haven't yet figured that out. We can technically do a shawl. We can do anything. I usually ask a lot of you all what you would like to learn.
Regular hook.
I am using a regular hook only because the project is not wide. If the project were wider, we would need that extended hook. So since this is a very narrow Tunisian project, we can get away with a regular hook. You can hand stitch right into it. Into this one? Yeah, you can. You totally can. Oh, you mean the plastic canvas, Mrs. Detman. Yes, okay. So then you would just... It's plastic. It's not going to be really pliable. So yeah. The base chain. So I chained 10. Here, I'll show you real quick.
Perfect.
Chain 10. And then I'll show you how to get started. So if anyone came late, I do not think this is the same blue, so I may not be using this one for the other side, but that's okay. Or either that or it's a different dye lot. God bless the dye lots. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Diva, take your chain and you're going to turn it down because we're going to be crocheting into...
Hello Kitty. Now I use a hook size that matches my granny squares.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Yeah, I used the same one that matched my granny squares, so I did the granny squares in a J. I'm using J. We're going to be going into the bumps on the back side of your chain, Diva. So you're going to go skip this first one, just like anything else. You skip the first one, go into the second, and you're going to pull up one. Go into the third, pull up one. You're going to keep doing that all the way across until you have 10 loops on the hook. Once you're there, let me know and I'll walk you through the rest. We're going to keep going here so I don't hold anyone else up, but Diva, you let me know when you're there and I'll walk you through because the rest is the exact same thing I'm doing on wash, rinse, repeat. And then 1, 2, all the way across. Very ASMR heaven right now. Tunisian always tends to be straight ASMR, but it's kind of nice when you're binge watching a show or something like that. Tunisian can be great. Tunisian can be great. But I do recommend you never pause and walk away from a project mid-row. Because what can often happen is you don't know whether you're going that way or whether you're going that way, and then you might drop a row or add a row mid-row, which you and I both know
Okay.
will start creating different things. Okay, so you have something that looks like this, but it's a lot shorter, right, Diva? Pull up 1, and then you're going to pull up 2. And you're going to keep pulling up 2 all the way across. The only time you pull up 1 is on that very first loop. And then to go back, Diva, you're going to start doing the exact same thing, but you're not looking for the bumps like you did on that first row, your foundation row. Now you're working in the bar. You're going to skip this first vertical bar, go over that one, and you're going to go into the second vertical bar. Pull up 1. Pull up 1. And you're going to always have 10 loops on the hook before you start your return pass, is what it's called. And the return pass is where you're taking off all the loops. So again, if you guys wanted, I mean, I can tell I'm not losing stitches, but if you were concerned, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You got it. You know I don't leave any stitcher behind. So glad you're making this with me. So glad. And back we go.
How did you learn this Polynesian stitch? Thumbs up, like skin tone.
I learned off of another creator on YouTube. Her name is TL. It said the skin tone. My goodness. It's got TL Yarn Crafts. She has a great channel. I've made some of her shawls. Her patterns are really good. I would totally recommend her. That was how I actually even learned Tunisian crochet existed. I didn't even know it was a thing, to be honest with you, for the longest time. So TL Yarn Crafts, she's great. I have a book that I purchased. Well, I got it in a yard sale, which was a great find.
Rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing.
I mean, it's a Tunisian strap, I guess. I don't know about a Kardashian. But they have books. This is a real popular book going around. I'll definitely throw it in my link tree. And this one has pictures of...
It's really pretty.
Yeah, honestly, it's great texture.
Rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing.
Haley, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. That strap is thick. I wanted it thick. That's what she said, too.
Kardashian Haley.
I did want it that way, though. I also wanted the bag to have some width to it. Yeah, yeah.
Rolling on the floor, laughing.
Rolling on the floor, laughing. Rolling on the floor, laughing. Rolling on the floor, laughing. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm not gonna make it the
thing you've crocheted so far.
The strangest thing? Ha! Ha! You guys have probably seen it in one of my recent shorts, but it's this. I was attempting to make the fart cloud emoji for Haley, and that's what it ended up looking like, which is horrific.
I know what is gonna come out of my mouth, rolling on the floor, laughing, 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 rolling on the floor.
Because she keeps using the emoji and it just... It doesn't know the difference, so it just keeps saying that. It's naming what the emoji is called in the files in our phones or whatever computer device people are using. So yeah, it's just like if you were to put a blue heart, it would say blue heart.
Expressionless, 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 expressionless.
Oh my god. Yes, there was a fart cloud. There was a fart cloud. Yes. If you guys don't know Haley, she likes to come into our lives and make farting noises. And so that's what inspired it for her birthday. We made a fart cloud. It was kind of a joke.
Expressionless, 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 rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor.
Oh my goodness.
On the floor, laughing.
That's too much. It's too much. We're going to have to see if I can turn it off for the emojis, because it's definitely kind of odd. But But you are helping me test things out, so that's good. That's good. The voices are new, guys. That was our upgrade this week. Is I had to find out how to get the chat to be read to me, because when you're stitching, it is too hard to... There's so much to pay attention to when you're on this side of the screen.
And she makes faces all the time.
She does make faces all the time. She does. Did it say poop? Did it say poop?
Rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the
floor. Oh my God,
laughing,
Haley.
Rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing.
Jessica, how long is your strap already? How far are you guys all getting? Guys, let me know. Am I going slower than you? Faster than you guys? I know Diva's pretty... She just started hers, so she's got a little ways to go. But I want to make sure I don't lose anybody too far. We're so far... I'm like, I'm about like 2 sides of our granny square.
Running, dash, running, dash, running, dash, running, dash, running, dash.
Oh my gosh. How is that? That's a dash running? I thought that was a cloud. That's supposed to be like a dash running? Because that was what inspired it, is that emoji right there. I had no idea it was a running emoji. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. So welcome, new friends. Anyone new out there, feel free to let me know that you're new here. Want to make sure we say hi and get to know you. But again, we teach every Thursday. And it's a live class every Thursday. So welcome to the Stitchinanigans. Yeah, I thought so too, Adelina. That one shocked me. I'm surprised that was running. We are turning our granny squares into a purse. And yes, it is a slow, tedious process, this crochet thing we do. But if you're new and you want to learn, you are in the right place. I teach. I have tons of tutorials. Every class gets saved. So you can go back and see any of our previous classes. And you can always binge those, catch up. But yeah, if you have any questions, please throw them in the chat. We've got it up. It's speaking to us. I'll answer any questions you have. This technique is technically called Tunisian crochet. It's a simple stitch. It's an Afghan stitch. It's been called a few different things. And we're using it for the strap of our purse. And we're going to keep going.
I gotta go, my eyes are sore, poop, poop, poop. Rolling on the floor laughing, 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 rolling on the floor laughing. Did you learn crochet from a relative?
I did.
My strap isn't as long as yours, lol.
No worries, Amanda. Keep making it longer. Keep making it longer. I learned initially from my mom. She taught me how to make a chevron stitch, which is your zigzags. There's a few different types of zigzags out there, but it was a zigzag blanket that she had taught me how to make. Terrible first project, especially for someone who hates having to count their stitches like me. But it's a great one too. It's just so rewarding because it actually has a design and it doesn't feel as basic as some other projects can. But then my great aunt taught me a ton of other stitches, including some that you don't really see going around anymore. And then I had a friend who taught me to read patterns. And once you could learn to read patterns, game over. Like, you can make anything at that point, right? And then, of course, they have crochet diagrams, so then I just kept filling in the blanks with YouTube videos or by buying books and just trying stuff. And then, you know, you win some, you lose some, good, bad, or ugly. That's just the nature of it, like anything. Did you learn from a relative? Is anyone out there a super beginner?
Have you mentioned how much I hate counting, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing?
Wendy, yeah, we all hate counting. I don't think I have met a single stitcher in my life that says, "Oh my God, I totally love counting my stitches." And I count all the time. And I know you hate counting because you've got 305. Wendy's making it's a king size blanket, right? That's what it's gonna be? Or a cow king? And don't forget, for anyone that's new here, we have our free Discord server. I know some people are like, oh my god, another app, but our channel is free and it's full of stitchers, and we are there just to collaborate and to create together. We have a ton of free patterns in there. We have a ton of inspiration, tips and tricks. It is a nice mix of textures. Yeah, good point. Good point. It will be. I love texture. But that link is pinned in the chat. You'll see it at the top. You will see it at the top, and you guys can join again for free. Once you guys do, I'll get an alert, and I'll approve you. Like I have someone here. Yep, X1, I'm getting you. I'm going to get you right now because I don't want to forget. And there's, yeah, we coordinate our projects of the week. So if there's like requests that you guys want to learn certain things, like let me know. Discord's the best way to get in touch with me, but you guys can also throw it in the chat. I always consider those things because I want to teach what you guys want to learn, and I don't want you guys to have to like try to find out how to do it on your own if it's something I can do.
Yes, only 305 rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing.
Only 305.
I had such a hard time with English and American stitches not being the same but called the same.
Yes!
DC equals SC.
Okay, so where are you from? Because that struggle is real.
Sent out the package, yay, smiley face.
Oh my god, I'm so excited and nervous and all of the mixed emotions. If you guys don't know, a lot of my community is sending me a surprise box, and I don't know what to expect. All I know is I have the warm and fuzzies, and I have goosebumps all over just the fact that you said that. I am so excited, but nervous, and all of the above. I will definitely record the reveal. Alright, it's getting to a point where we technically could start sewing it together, but I want to try to get it a little bit further along because I want you guys to see how to stitch it together.
You'll love it. And like I said, the note is from me to you and hubby, smiley face.
Yeah, the note is from you, but everyone else contributed to the whole thing. I think that's the understanding I have.
You're
so
awesome,
we're on the
Jen.
same page. Oh, you guys, thank you. I just teach crochet. I'm just another person that teaches crochet. But I'm glad that you guys are here. And of everybody, I'm glad you guys are here with me. I know there's a lot of people out there that are teaching random things right now, and it does. It makes me feel so good that you guys enjoy hanging out with me. It has made being a stay-at-home mom and working this business so much more rewarding. Welcome in. I know we have a few new faces in here.
But what's in the box is from everyone, yes, but the note in the envelope is from me, lol.
Yes. Okay, it makes sense. I totally have it. I totally have it. Weenie is coming along. Yay! Oh, Tabitha. Yeah. Tabitha's making a long-haired Dotson. It's a crochet long-haired Dotson, and every long hair is being stitched, like, on separately. So she's already made the Dotson, but the hair is like, the hard part. I give you guys fun. Well, I'm glad. I'm very glad. But when you create these things, you don't like anticipate creating a YouTube channel and expecting it to mean anything to anybody else. You kind of just do it. So it's kind of funny. We'll be here, Amanda. We're not going anywhere. We got to finish this.
You're worthy of hanging out with. It's your personality, Jen. It's hard to find friends like you. Tongue out, heart, hands, zany face.
Mwah! You guys know I look forward to this every single day. I know I don't teach here every day. So if you guys are new, yes, I'm on YouTube on Thursdays, but I'm normally Monday through Friday live stitching on TikTok. So if you want to get connected with me there, that information's on my link tree. But with TikTok coming to an end, I don't know what direction I'm gonna be for the regular lives, and YouTube might win me back full-time. I mean, I would say I'm full-time YouTube still, but yes, Tabitha, it's gotta be coming along. Slow and steady, Tabitha. Slow and steady wins the race on that project. It's gonna be worth it, though. That's gonna be incredible. But you guys can find me here. You can find me on TikTok. And if TikTok meets its demise and I can't go live there, I will be here.
Lady loves you, smiling face with hearts.
What I need to figure out is if we can do copyright-free music here.
You're just going to have to deal with us.
Oh, I'm always going to be dealing with you. I would be so lonely without you guys. Are you kidding me? Even this old lady loves you. Please, Wendy, you're not old. Did I mention that I have a lot of my friends are significantly older than me? I don't know. Maybe I just get along with more mature individuals. I don't know. I'm like the least mature person I know, so maybe that's not true. I don't know. You guys know me. You guys have seen all the multiple sides of Jen. So I don't know if mature is exactly what I would use to describe that.
I have the tail done.
The tail done? That's it? Oh man, that is definitely taken for days. I don't know if I'm going to make the full length of the strap yet, because I do want to, I'm trying to decide if because I know we can only stitch for so long, and I didn't want to have to draw this out for a third week, but we might have to, guys. We might have to. I don't want to rush you, and I want you guys to get your purse. So the strap, we'll keep doing. I would like to get through at least the second part of the granny square, so you have that. I can't triple tap. It's a little different, Adelina. I don't know how you do the multiple taps. I have to look that up, because usually I'm on... I'm just watching the videos. I haven't started going into a lot of the lives here on YouTube. There's one I was following that did stock market stuff. But I didn't know you could multiple tap the screen on here. Someone found out how to do it in here, but I don't remember who it was. I think it was Christy, and I don't think she's here.
Tail and most of the tush.
And you're how many days in, Tabitha? Oh my gosh, how many hours are you in on that project? That one's gonna be a minute. You know someone out there is gonna be like, oh, what do you charge? Can I get one? Alright, we're getting to a point where I am almost... Whoops, I keep hitting the camera. But the problem is I still want to do the whole long strap. So, what I may do is you guys keep stitching. Is this the only... Yeah, this blue does not match. These blues are different, so no. I think I grabbed the wrong Dollar Tree. This is not Dollar Tree, so we are playing Yarn Chicken. Great God! Great Scott! Reference. It's cool. I'm not playing Yarn Chicken. I have plenty. It'll make it. But I thought I would have...
It's always the projects you don't want to do again.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Like, I love how everyone sees, like, a sweater, and they're like, oh, how much do you charge? I'm like, bro, I made this sweater for me. I am not. Or blankets. Blankets are the one that I absolutely refuse to do for commission. I do not have the patience to do blankets day in and day out. Grams does, and I commend her. My ADHD says heck no, techno. Heck no, techno. Alright, so what I think I might do is I'm going to give us homework and we're going to break this off into another class, because the last thing I want us doing is being here for like 2 hours. I don't know if you guys can crochet that long. I know I do it on the regular, but I know some of our regulars have hand and wrist issues, and the last thing I want is anybody walking away not able to keep moving forward. So what I'm going to do...
It's my favorite. I sleep with it every night, lol.
That's awesome. I love that you made something that you love that much, because seriously, that's like huge, Adelina. I didn't know you knitted. I didn't know you knitted. How do I not know this about you? Okay, so homework 1. You're going to keep doing this. We're going to come back next week and put it all together. You're going to keep doing this until you have it long enough to go roughly, it doesn't have to be exact. You're going to be give or take a couple centimeters. You're going to go around this and then a long enough strap. I will walk you guys how to join it later. So that's homework 1. When you get it long enough, leave yourselves a decent tail. If you have to cut it, just leave enough, because you will end up slip stitching across the top and then slip stitching to the beginning. So you want to have enough to slip stitch back and forth. Okay? Then you're going to cut it. And then I'll show you how to do all of that next week. But here's what we're going to do. You're trying to learn to knit? What made you pick a knitting? I'm going to grab the other side of my yarn so I can show you the next thing, because I want you guys to also work on this for homework. And that is to make our granny squares a couple rows bigger. Okay? So I'm just going to use the other side of my yarn just so I can get you guys going. And we're not going to do anything different than really a traditional granny square row. So if you guys have ever done a traditional granny square, Jen, what's a traditional granny square? I'll show you. Not only will I show you how to do it, but I'll show you what it looks like in a second. I have a swatch. So I have this tutorial as well. You guys can always look for a traditional granny square tutorial. It's in my YT on the Get Hooked playlist. But we're going to be doing this around the outside. So I know these rows were all different than a traditional one, because we had treble crochets in here, doubles and half doubles. But now that it's a square, we can add to it using our traditional granny square stitch. And that's what we're going to do probably for 2 to 3 rows on the side, on each side of the panel. So ladies that are stitching with me, if you guys want to keep working your Tunisian strap and come back to this part later, by all means do that. But if you want to pause, grab another part of your yarn. I'm working the opposite end, so I started pulling from the inside on the other part.
I have to be in the mood for blankets, and they have to be on my terms, lol.
Oh God, Mrs. Dutman, you should talk. You're always doing blankets. What do you mean? But I'm just pulling from the outside of my skein on this one so I can show you guys what I'm doing. Again, I'm gonna do a standing stitch. I want to start in my corner, and the only reason why is as I go around on the final row, I'm gonna want to single crochet into this around 3 sides. So if I start in the corner and end in the corner, it just makes it more seamless. But I'm gonna do that by creating our slip knot. And we're doing, again, remember we did the same stitch last time, but I'll go slow again. Is we're going to do a standing double. And I was going to do that in the corner. Do I want to? Yeah. All of our other standing stitches are kind of in the middle. I want to do it in the corner. Let's do it in the corner. So when you're doing this, hold your yarn on the back side. Because what's going to happen is you're pretending you're just stitching. You're pretending that you aren't starting new. And when you yarn over, if you don't have that finger there, what's going to happen is you're going to end up pulling it around and undoing that yarn over. So use your finger, just lightly set it right there to pin the yarn against the back side of the hook. Yarn over, still holding with my finger. Insert, and you're working that double crochet. So pull up 1, pull up 2, and you're pulling up those last 2. You can now tighten that a little bit, but you've got what is a freestanding double crochet. And now we can keep doing our corners. So just like a traditional granny square, you're going to do 3 doubles, chain 2, 3 doubles. So I'm going to do double crochet again, double crochet again, yarn over, insert, pull up 1, 2, 2. That's one cluster. Chain 2. Now we're going that direction. Yarn over, and we're working our 3 double crochets here. Boom. And 3. Now, I'm going to mimic granny squares. I don't want to get into the whole debate on which granny square is better, but some people will chain 1 in between clusters, some people will not. When you chain 1, you get these bigger spaces in between clusters. This is a 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 doubles, 2, 3 doubles, and then back to 1. But if you don't, all you're doing is if you choose to omit that chain, you're just making this a little bit tighter. It will still create a box, it will still create a square, and it'll still have these elements, just these gaps that you see will be a little bit tighter.
I'm gonna come back to this lol, just work in the strap now.
Yeah, stick with working on the strap, and then obviously save this link and you can come back to this part after. I think that's probably smart for a lot of people. But I want to at least give you plenty of homework to work on. So yeah, you'll wait to start dragons. Dragons! Oh man. And Dobby, oh, you've got a lot going on. Yeah, you've got, oh my god, that piece is intricate. So for this one, when we did this row, we did not do a chain in between. I want to stay consistent, okay? So I am not going to chain 1 right here. I did my 3. We're not chaining. I'm going directly into the next, and we're going to do our 3 double crochets. But technically speaking, both ways are correct. But I know some people are like, I refuse to chain in between, and other people are like, I need to chain in between. It doesn't matter. It's whatever works for you and what's on your pattern and what flavor you're trying to do. If you like the open holes, you want to chain. So again, we're not chaining between those. We did our 3 doubles. I'm going to do 3 doubles into the next space. It's the next space between clusters. Hopefully you're getting used to some of this crochet language.
Crochet has got to be the best kind of homework.
It can't, I mean, yeah. I didn't even think of it that way. And then you're going 3 into this space. 3 into the next space. Nothing crazy. And we're about to get into our next corner. So again, what are we doing? 3, 2, 3. 3 doubles. Two chains. And then 3 more doubles, all in that same space. That's our corner space, so that one gets extra love. Otherwise it won't turn, and then you're going to start having a shape problem. But if you want to double check, you'll see that one comes to a nice corner. That comes to a nice corner. And I'm going to keep going across. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, someone's outside. I hear them because my window's open. And we're going to do this all the way around. Don't forget your corners. Get the extra love. But along the side, you're just doing 3 in each space with no chains in between. And my guess is, depending on how big you want your bag to be, I am probably going to do at least 2 rows, possibly 3. But you're going to want to do these rows on both of your squares, and obviously you're going to want the same amount of rows that you're adding to both of these squares. We're at that corner, so we're chaining 2, and then you're going right back in, right back. Because it is our corner stitch, it gets the extra love. There we go. Should have some. We're going to keep going. And I want to show you at least how to join In case no one's ever done this type of stitch, I want to show you how to join, and that way you can start your next row, and then we'll walk through all of the homework, and then again we will finish putting it all together next week. I did not anticipate this one taking a third week, but you know, sometimes things happen. It's alright. I'm glad that we're working on some bigger projects collectively, because I was always intimidated to teach the bigger projects on YouTube because I worried you guys wouldn't want to do the multiple classes, but clearly I was wrong. I guess that's my ADHD though. I'm like, just give me the pattern and I'll figure it all out. I don't want to watch a video. Although I do like videos. They do help. Especially when you don't know if what the pattern is saying is really what you're reading it to be. Alright, we're in that corner. So again, chain 2 and work your second cluster. Let me get some more yarn. I don't like pulling from the outside of the skein, and this is the reason why, but we are here. It is what it is. Okay. Finishing that cluster. And once we get to the beginning, I'll remind you guys how to slip stitch and start that next row. And then we'll go over what you guys should be doing throughout the week so you guys can come back next week and we'll finish it together. Let's get that fuzzy out of there. Two, three, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now that you're here, it's easy to see where you need a chain. It's just right there, or where you need a slip stitch. Sometimes there's a debate because you have chains instead. That's another reason why I love the standing double. So now you're just going to grab the top of that, and you're going to slip stitch to join. You can pull this tight now. We can weave that in later. But now I want to do one more row. So what I'm going to do is slip stitch over to this chain 2 space. Slip stitch at the top there. Slip stitch at the top there. And one final one into the space. Okay? I don't know if I was in screen. I'm going to just repeat that just in case my hands went a little bit high and I was out of frame. Slip stitch here, here, and into the space. So now you should be in that chain 2 corner. 1, 2, 3, and that's going to be our first double, followed by our second double, third, and then you'll chain 2. So work as many rows as you would like to get these granny squares to your desired, what's up Shayna, to your desired size. So I'm probably going to do a second row. I think I might do a third. Then you're going to come to this one. You're going to add your rows again. And then you're going to make this strap as long as you need. And then next week we'll come together, and what we'll do is we will join this strap, and then we will stitch all these pieces together. So I'm going to keep stitching. This is your chance. Are there any questions before we kind of wrap up today's class? Because I want to make sure you guys have everything you need to keep going, and then we'll finish this project next week. And for those of you who are just joining us, I teach live every Thursday, 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Last week we made these granny squares. You can re-watch that class. It's completely free. It's on the Get Hooked playlist. This week we have started our strap. It is Tunisian crochet. So I walked you guys through how to do this strap. And then we're adding to these squares to make them the desired size. And then next week we're going to finish stitching it all together. And we are not sewing it together. We are going to be stitching it together, which some people prefer. But if there's any questions at all, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to wrap up And then that's what you guys are going to work on throughout the week so we can finish our project together next Thursday. Any questions at all? We've got finish your strap, add to both of your granny squares, 2, 3, however many rows you'd like, until this side panel, when you guys get it to your desired size, this will be the width of the bag, because we're going to sew it directly to this edge. Well, not sew it, sorry. We're going to stitch it directly to that edge. So when you guys are like, well, how big should I make it? However big you want this to be, this is the face of your bag. Any questions? Well, I keep going. And then it goes without saying, resources that you guys have. Oh, I see a question. Will the strap go around just the top of the bag, or does it need to be long enough for sides?
Just the top of the bag, or does it need to be long enough for the sides and bottom and top of the bag?
Perfect question. I am planning on it wrapping around like this. Boom. Continuing to wrap around, and then up and over. So it will wrap around the bag. This will be the width, or the side. This will be right on top, if that makes sense. I know it's hard to like map these out. So it does need to go around your granny square and then be long enough to create your desired strap. Great question. I'm glad you asked to clarify that, because I did not specify. Hopefully that answer was good. Hopefully that answer was clear. And then also resources, guys. There's a free document in the description of this YouTube. In the description, there is a free Google Doc. That document has a lot of crochet terms and definitions and like diagram basics for beginners. So you guys can always go there, download that link, print it off. It'll have a lot of like the crochet lingo that we all use, so it'll help you get started if you're a beginner. Also check out the links in my link tree. I have crochet hooks. I literally use the one that I put in there. I've had it for years. When I say years, I probably inherited it from my mom. But it's the same Susan Bates hooks. This whole packet's only like $9. Those links are affiliate links, but you guys know the drill. I have yarn options that are in there. Just a lot of different tools. And if you guys have any questions at all, again, the Discord's the best way to get in touch with me. That link is pinned in the chat. It is free. I know it's another app, but it is the best way to get in touch with our entire community, and you will never be unmotivated to crochet again, because there are so many free patterns, resources. We even have people who are like, guys, I don't know if I'm doing this right, and they'll send pictures and we can help you out. So just a lot of great options. A lot of great options. But I'm going to keep stitching. You guys have your homework for the week. Finish your strap. Finish getting both granny squares to your desired size. And then we'll see you next week, Thursday, 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And we will go ahead and start sewing. Well, we're not sewing, Jen. We're stitching all this together. So finish your strap, finish your panels, and subscribe. Hit the notifications, because next week's class is already scheduled. And you guys want to make sure you get reminded. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'm going to be jumping back over to TikTok. So if you guys do have a TikTok, feel free to grab that link. It's in my link tree. It's the same name, Jenetics Creations. Are we heading to tic-tac-toe? I didn't know what tic-tac-toe was. Oh, is that what TT is? Yes. I'm going to take a break, Diva, and then I'll be over there. And we are finishing some more whips. So I may work on this, but I'm probably going to finish some of my wind spinners. I've got another shawl I've got to finish. We are finishing our whips this week. And remember, I have over 20, so we've got a lot of stuff to do. We got a lot of stuff to do. But awesome. And again, if you guys need me, Discord's the best way, but you can always comment again in this video. I do respond to all of the comments. So if you're watching this after the fact, feel free to ask me any questions along the way. Yes. I love the emoji. And I'll see you guys next week. All right, guys. I love